That's what happened to Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Maxwell.
You got the call that's lit urgent?
A Marine injured, in and out of consciousness.
Picked him up, he'd had a mortar explode near him, he had shrapnel all through his left side, he had a fractured left leg, and a possible fracture in his left arm. So I make sure all the bleeding still stopped, and I just manage his airway and monitor his vitals all the way back to the cache.
They made it within the golden hour to the next level of care, again with Lieutenant Colonel Tim Maxwell. He's in critical condition, in and out of consciousness. Alarm red again.
It means that there's imminent danger. Most of the time, we're under attack.
Maxwell's nurse stays by his side.
We can't leave them because they're critical patients. So you have to stay at the bedside and go ahead and perform your duties just like, if you were not in a code red. Yeah, this is heavy and it's hot and I can't wait to get out of it.
While the patients are being prepped, flight medics are prepping the plane. Then, Lieutenant Colonel Tim Maxwell, who took shrapnel to the head from a mortar. Maxwell was in the ICU during alarm red.
1, 2, 3. You look at some of these injuries, it just punch you right in the stomach. So you feel sorry, but you're happy that they're getting out of here. You're happy for them. Okay, they're going. They're closer to seeing their families and going home.
1 month later, Maxwell is at the VA hospital in Richmond, Virginia. He's doing physical and speech therapy.
I don't remember much. I was a little bit awake, I think about 18 minutes or so, not very long. But they did a good job of getting us fixed up and flown away.
His goal, get back to racing triathlons.
I can do them. The question is, can still do them as fast. I can do them, I'm sure.
Lieutenant Colonel Tim Maxwell. Little more than 1 year ago. Traumatic brain injury.
Don't know what.
Maxwell today at Camp Lejeune.
My wife was told in the hospital I probably would never get up.
He's come a long way since I saw him in Iraq after a mortar attack. Even convincing the brass to let him open a barracks for wounded warriors, where they can help each other heal. This place, these barracks, Maxwell Hall, for the wounded warriors. Is this maybe the last level of care as these wounded warriors get home? It's something for them to move on?
It is. The transition from being in your unit, being wounded, put through hospitals, and then phasing either back to their original unit or phasing back to the civilian world, this would be the last stop.
Here they get counseling, eat, sleep, and deal with change of life issues together.
Once we were injured, we all had something in common.
Like Navy Corpsman Joseph Rowe, or Doc, who was first on the scene to treat Maxwell after the mortar attack.
He had an injury and I saw his brain. I was patching him up.
Not long after we saw him help carry Maxwell's stretcher to the next level of care, a roadside bomb turned Doc into a patient, too.
All the frag and everything hit my right side.
Injured, he now works here with Maxwell. You're the guy that helped save his life in Iraq, and now the two of you are trying to help other wounded warriors with this barracks.
I think this could possibly be the final level, that once they go through all that and all the stress
and all the recovery
and all the work they do for themselves in the echelons of care, now they can come here and relax and heal.
Healing takes time. Maxwell still goes to speech therapy.
What is that called?
I forget.
To help find the right words.
Wedding pie. No. There's wedding cake. Wedding cake.
A year after being injured, it's difficult for his family, too.
I want to thank everyone for coming.
So his wife Shannon started a support group for spouses like herself.
So we can talk about those issues. We've had to adapt to Tim's disabilities. The largest thing we try and get through is the uncertainty.
I would say that the families and the wives, in particular mine and most of the others, they had it worse than I did, no question.
Their children have witnessed Dad's progress, and recent seizures.
It was kind of scary because we didn't know what would happen. What if something bad happens? What if he dies? I mean, what if he dies in the night? It was just scary.
And they have advice for other kids whose moms or dads come home hurt.
I would say, hey, he's gotten injured. I know how it feels. My dad did too. But he's going to get better.
Just know that that's your dad and you should be proud of him because he risked his life to go out there, and you should be proud of that.
And they're proud of what he's doing now, opening the first Wounded Warriors barracks in America.
These kids go home, there's nobody around to talk to. Your family doesn't understand. Your friends, from back home don't understand. We do. No matter if you're Army, Navy, Air Force, or Marines. Once you've been hurt and you're a wounded warrior, you understand.
Maybe this happened to me on purpose. I'm not a very religious guy, but maybe I wanted to do this for a living. I don't know.
We all know, what it feels like to be wounded, what it feels like to come home, and this is our home.